On the other court, I'm seeing with my peripheral vision my friend Tori with, that thing that you pick up the balls with?
Mhm.
And I'm seeing her start the ball machine. And she's taking this thing and just hitting the balls with it like a softball bat. And I'm just cracking up like, "Oh my gosh, like, there's cameras in here. I know the owner is gonna see this."
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Pickle Me This. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like so you'll be notified when new episodes drop every Saturday morning. You definitely don't want to miss them. Also, your support helps other pickleball enthusiasts find us too. Everyone has a story. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pickle Me This. And I'm your host, Deirdre. And today I'm sitting down with Shayn. Shayn's journey is one of self discovery, fierce competition, unexpected life changes, and finding the courage to step away from the corporate world to forge her own path. From calling clutch timeouts during comeback wins in our league to
Mm.
wearing earbuds on the court, Shayn brings an intensity and authenticity to the game that's absolutely magnetic. Welcome, Shayn.
Thank you, I'm glad to be here.
I know, I'm so glad you're here too. So fun. I think a good place to start is tell everyone like what was going on in your life when you found pickleball.
So my wife and I, had just moved to Raleigh, and I was really looking to build a community, and, at first, that meant softball 5 days a week, driving all over town, which was really fun for a while, but then it just became work, it felt like. And I had a friend, Nicole, through softball that mentioned pickleball to me. And I was like, "All right, I'll give it a try." I thought it was a funny name, but, whatever. And so that's how I first learned about it. But my first time actually playing, I went to the courts. I had no paddle. I had on softball shoes, and I walked in. There was, a ton of people there, and there were also a ton of like older folks. And I thought to myself, "What did I sign up for? What am I going to do playing with these folks?" And then I stepped on the court, and the second thought I had was, "Wow, they're actually really, really good." What did I sign up for? Like, time to lock in. And then my last thought leaving was, "Wow, I suck. I'm not gonna play again."
Hmm.
Um, but, those were kind of my famous last words.
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, when you first stepped on that court, was there a moment how you said like, "What did I sign up for? Like, what am I doing here?" Did you think about turning around and leaving at any point?
I didn't think about leaving, but I was happy to be leaving after I played, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it makes complete sense. How long after that did it take you to go back to the courts?
So I didn't play for 3 months, and then, winter came, and I needed something to do, so I looked up some courts around town, and, I found North Hills, and I haven't stopped playing since then. So that's been about 3 years now,
Yeah.
and, it's been really, really great.
So I have a question. So if the first time you were kind of excited if for it to be done, right? Like you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm ready to go. What changed your mind 3 months later?
Well, the fact that there were people there continuing to play in the dead of winter, I was like, "Wow, I mean, there must be really something to this, right? So why don't I just keep at it and keep learning?" And as soon as I started to get the hang of it more, and, like, as soon as people were helping me a little bit, that really made me want to keep at it.
Yeah.
And again, I think part of that is the people that, I was playing with, just their ability to teach and, help me learn the game was really important, and just the ability to play at any time and really anywhere you go was really awesome.
It is really awesome. There is something to be said too when you go to do something, everyone seems to really like it and you don't. It makes you wonder, like, what is it about it that I'm missing here? Like, why are
Right,
these people so it must be something. Let me try it again.
right.
It must be something to it. Um,
And you know what, another interesting thing, like, you can play for hours and just not feel tired, and
yes.
I don't know what that's about, but it's true. Like, I've met people who have done studies on pickleball, like this guy, out of UC Berkeley who was doing a study on, how, playing for especially for the older generations, how playing for 4 hours doesn't really affect them in the same way, like, in their body as, like, walking or playing tennis or another sport. Like, it's easier on your body for some reason. So I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool too.
Actually, it is cool. And, I don't know, it's, like, mentally stimulating. Like,
Yeah,
so as much as physical, like, something about it, right? Like, which makes you wanna stay for so many hours on the court. So,
that's a good
yes.
point. It actually is. It is.
Right?
Yeah. The strategy of it, um, the way you're, able to hold your composure or not, I think you can learn a lot about yourself and others through that.
Yes. And then I think, like, the little chit chats. I don't feel like there's many other sports where you chit chat and get a chance to get to know people, and talk about stuff, like, that's mentally stimulating too. So,
Yeah, for
yes.
sure, for sure.
Um, you mentioned that pickleball helped you with self-discovery and
Mhm.
enhanced your physical capacity. Tell us more.
Yeah, so, um, I didn't play any organized sports growing up, and, first started playing organized sports when I moved to Raleigh with softball, and, that was great. I was, able to move my body and do quite a bit, but for some reason, pickleball helped me unlock different parts of my athleticism that I didn't know I had. It actually brought me to learn to play tennis, and then it gave
Hmm.
me the confidence to start boxing. I became more agile and I became super nimble and fast. And that was really like, with a year's worth of playing. And I think since then I've just gotten more athletic and I don't know, I've just really unlocked a lot of parts of myself in that way.
Yeah. I can't imagine you not being athletic. You just seem naturally athletic to me. And I'm not just saying that. Like watching you play, I don't know. Like how are you not athletic as a child or your whole life? Like how? How?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised. I mean, I love playing outside and with friends and, everything like that, so, I've always been into movement, but I just wasn't, uh, in organized sports, and I think that's just, just how I grew up. Just we didn't have the capacity as a family to allow for that, so I was never able to tap into those types of,
Mm, okay,
uh,
that
strengths.
yeah, that's fair. So before the organized team sports, did you play even as an adult like solo sports?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I mean, while I was doing softball, I also started rock climbing,
Okay, yeah.
so that was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I still climb, so
So if you weren't very athletic, right? Or you just didn't do like sports in general for the most part, why softball?
'cause I always wanted to play softball
Oh,
growing
because
up.
you always wanted to play. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. How
yeah.
good were you at that? I like knowing how you play a pickleball, I'm sure you were really good
I
at
was
that.
good. I was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah,
I'm
and I'm
sure.
still being recruited to this day, like, I don't really play as much anymore. I used to play 5 days a week, but I've got teams that are still hitting me up, like, "Can you play for us? Can you sub for
Uh-huh.
us?" Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's a lot. It's a lot of commitment, like, driving to Cary, driving to Apex, to Durham. It's a lot. North Hills is right around the corner for me.
Yes, and then it just, like, back to the schedule, right? The softball, you have to be there at a certain time on a certain day because we have a
Right.
game, and we have a roster, and that's when we're all going, versus pickleball, you're like, "Ah, I don't feel like playing right now. I don't feel like
Yeah.
playing today." Right? You just go when you
Yes.
go. Now, I know we definitely coordinate with other people to go play, but, a lot of times you can just go play whenever you want, so, totally makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's a
Yeah.
huge, huge plus of pickleball for
Yeah.
sure.
When you start anything new, I think there's a lot of intimidation. There's, like, fear,
That's it.
intimidation
Yes.
about it. You walk into these courts and you're already thinking, at least I know I am. Am I good enough to play with these people? But people did, like, embrace you, like, right away.
Yeah. Yeah, and pickleball, I mean, there's so many different types of people playing,
Yes.
um, and, like, just having that diversity of people to play with teaches you a lot, right? Like, it teaches you, um, a lot about others really, and gives you
Mhm.
perspective on people's lives that you may never have had before, which then gives you more perspective on your life. So,
Yeah.
hearing stories from folks that are 70 years old and where they've come from and, how they grew up or how they got into sports, versus hearing like a 20-year-old that's like a tennis star and just like killing it,
Yeah.
automatically. Gives you a lot of perspective on where you are in life as well. Um, and really emotionally that moving here, in the middle of COVID, um, really allowed me to kind of expand my awareness a little bit in that sense. Like get outside of my own bubble and outside of my own little safety net, I suppose.
Yeah. It gives you a chance to actually meet people you probably never would cross paths with in
Yeah,
normal life, right? Like,
true.
you're not gonna find 70-year-olds playing well, it's not maybe that's not true. But you most likely won't find them on the tri-sport softball league, right?
No, definitely not.
Um, and young kids too, like, I actually really enjoy sometimes, like, the young kids at the at the courts. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and actually, like, that's been really fun for me because there's a kid that I actually was playing with his grandmother, and, then he started playing with his grandmother, and, like, I started training him a little bit, and I thought that was, like, pretty cool, the fact that he would ask me to do that, just because he wanted to learn, and he would always come and wanna play with me, and I was like, "Yeah, of course I'll play with you," and, like, it's also interesting the people that don't take it easy on the younger kids. I mean, yeah, I find that to be
Or
fascinating.
not easy on new beginners, right? They're just, like,
True.
playing like they normally play, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I love that the little kid, like, sought you out to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah, how cool, right? Because like, you're a nice, welcoming person. Like, I totally understand that, and also you're really good. So he's
Yeah,
probably like, "I wanna be like that. So give me some
exactly.
pointers." Yes.
Well, that's exactly it, and, like, he's now gone off into fishing, so that goes to
Oh.
show, like, you could just kinda come and go with pickleball.
Yeah. Yep. Alright, so I in the intro, I talked about you being a fierce competitor.
Mhm.
I got the privilege to play with you in a league, so fun, a women's league last winter.
Yes.
Um, but you're also so fun to play with. So how would you describe your playing style to others? And what drives
I
that competitive fire?
I've just grown to be really confident in the way that I play, and so that, like, really brings a lot of confidence just in myself, and I think that affects my partners as well because I'm confident in us and our abilities to win. Um, and I also play with no fear, because really, what is there to be afraid of? It's
True.
pickleball. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to learn, and then I'm here to win. So that's how I approach the game, and I really play pickleball for the fun of it. Right? I'm competitive in a lot of different things in life, um, and so I think that helps. Playing with joy, I suppose.
Right. And I think there's a difference between playing in rec games on any Tuesday versus being in the league when we want to win for sure.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
playing competitive games. um, Tell me about the earbuds. So for listeners, Shane sometimes has earbuds in her ears, and actually a few different people, like especially during league, because you were on her team. Like what's up with the earbuds? So tell us about the earbuds.
Um, I do get a little bit overstimulated with the noise of pickleball, and, I think that the earbuds for me, like, help block out that noise and just help me lock in a little bit more. That's why I wear them, and I really love music, so I just I find that music helps me focus as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if people ask sometimes too because they're worried you can't hear the score or something. I'm like, no, I think she probably can hear everything. But I actually like that you can tune out what it is overwhelming, all that noise, especially indoors. It gets so loud. It's so
Yeah.
loud. Those pickleballs hitting the ground are very loud.
Well, and as my partner, like, what do you think? Is it rude or is it
I don't think so.
okay.
No. Like every time you played, we still talked. So you must have it on a volume that you hear both. Yes?
Yeah, and I also wear, sometimes I wear the bone conducting
Mm,
headphones, so they're not actually in my ears, so I can still hear people.
right.
Um, so it gives you, like, the option, right? Like, you could tune into what you're hearing with, your ears, or you could just tune into the bone conducting sound.
Oh,
Um,
I like that. Has
yeah.
anybody said anything to you about them?
I get a lot of questions about them, yes.
But nobody says anything like you shouldn't wear them or anything, do they?
When I used to wear, like, iPhone, like, in the ear with my phone cord, it got a little bit annoying for my partners because sometimes my phone would fall out of my pocket. So,
Oh.
um, I have had comments about that, which is what led me to discover these other types of headphones,
Oh.
actually. And I heard that you can't actually wear them if you're, like, competing, which I might have to look up the
Oh,
rules.
really?
Yeah,
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. You're getting tips and tricks in your ears, I guess.
Oh, but you know what? Even if that were the case, I don't know. I don't know. It's not like you're taking a test or something. I don't know. That's interesting. Like you can't wear them during competition. I did not know that. Hmm. Speaking of league, do you remember the league match when we were playing and we were down like I want to say 8-10, something like that, and you're like, we're taking a timeout. It was me and you, and then you went and you grabbed your drink.
I do remember that, but I cannot remember if we won.
We
Uh,
did. We
we
totally
did.
did.
Okay, yeah, because, like, timeouts are meant to be used strategically, and I think what I wanted to do was, like, first, for us to just kinda calm down, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Just readjust and know that we have an opportunity to win, and, like, let's take our breath and come back into the game with just a little bit of a refresh. Uh, so that was my strategy, and I'm glad to hear that we won.
We did win.
Yeah.
I know, I remember Morgan was on the side because she was laughing, and I wanna say your wife was there that night. I wanna say she was, and you had a cocktail, on the sideline. I would say most nights you didn't have a cocktail,
Yeah,
and, yeah, it was like a tense game. I wanna say we were playing against Patty's team, like Tracy and those guys. I wanna
maybe.
say it was that. I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah,
picture the
you're right.
I can actually picture the court we were on. I think in the beginning it wasn't that close, but we caught up. And then it was 8-10, and then you're like, "We're taking a timeout," and then you go off the court, and you were, like, really into the game. You were really, really into the game, and I remember we go off the court, we took the timeout, and then you took a chug of your drink, and I remember the other our opponents were like, "What is going on?" And then you go back on, and then you were even more intense, and we won. We came back, and we won. It was great. It was
Yeah.
great. It
Well,
was
I
so
guess
fun.
maybe I need a little bit of liquid courage for that.
It was
Maybe
really
that was another
funny.
strategic approach.
I remember, like, Morgan on the sideline cracking up, about it. It was so funny.
I'm
Um
remembering this now. Yeah, I was definitely drinking a little sour beer, I think.
Uh-huh,
Um,
uh-huh. It was yeah, it was something. I can't remember what was in the glass, but I remember I was just dying. Now me, I'm too klutzy to drink alcohol and play pickleball at the same time. Like, that would just be a disaster, but that was great. That was amazing.
maybe I should start doing that a little bit more. Just kidding.
So what's the most memorable for you moment that you've had on the pickleball court?
Okay, so this actually involves my wedding weekend. Um, I had a bunch of my friends come visit, and after my wedding, I rented out the courts at the underground. And none of my best friends really are that super athletic. And so I rented both courts, and I started running drills with them. Half of them didn't come in proper shoes. I had a couple of the guys in jeans, but I was just really happy to have them there. So that part was super memorable. But I think what made it most memorable is after I was running these drills and we just kind of started playing. On the other court, I'm seeing with my peripheral vision my friend Tori with, that thing that you pick up the balls with?
Mhm, mhm.
And I'm seeing her start the ball machine, and she's taking this thing and just hitting the balls with it like a softball bat. And I'm just cracking up like, "Oh my gosh, like, there's cameras in here. I know the owner is gonna see this." But it was just really fun. They were just enjoying themselves, and in my heart, I was like, "Yeah, I hope they all sign the waivers." Turned out none of them signed the waivers. And I did get a couple texts from the owner after that, and he was like, yeah, nobody signed the waivers, and let's make sure that we're using the equipment properly next time we come play. So that was super memorable in a lot of ways. One, just getting my best friends out to play, and two, learning to be a little bit more cautious when I bring these folks out to the courts.
It sounds like a fun night, though.
It was really fun, actually. No drinks were involved. It was early in the morning too.
Now, have you gone back since?
I haven't gone back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've already signed the waiver. I'm good.
I have not played there yet. I'll have to go at some point. Tell me about your biggest pet peeves.
Okay.
I love
This
this segment. Everybody loves this segment.
this is like truly my biggest pet peeve. Like when I first started playing pickleball, I love the fact that you can put a paddle up and there's this whole system that just works perfectly, right?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
it keeps things in order. My biggest pet peeve is when people disrupt that order. So if we're playing and, a court is ready to be played on and, there's folks playing on the first court and they don't want to move, well, then you're going to have to run through the courts to the second or third court. And I just think that's annoying. Just move and follow the system, right? Like it's a rotation for a reason. So that's actually a really big pet peeve of mine because I feel that it causes more disruption than anything.
Yeah, yeah. What about people putting in paddles for somebody else?
That's a huge one too, actually. That is a really, really big one. And actually, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Deirdre, because we should tell folks not to do that,
Yeah.
especially when there are 30-40 minute waits to play.
Yes. Well, when you first talked about the system, that's where I thought you were going with it. So, and the other one totally makes sense too. But yes, especially when it gets busier, people do that.
And then
Well,
you're hearing people like, wait, weren't you just playing?
mhm,
And
mhm.
yeah, they are. They were just playing and they're
Yeah.
back in the courts. Like, well, you're just kind of making it obvious and you're kind of making yourself and your
Yes.
team look a
And
bit
people's
of,
excuse is always, "Well, I'm trying to catch up with my friend." Okay, then wait. Like, I'll
yeah.
take my paddle out and wait for somebody at times. Have you had any moments that playing that are funny?
Oh. I do get really amped up, and I make a lot of noise when I play, and I think that is kind of funny, and I feel that other people kind of find it funny.
I find it
And
funny.
I've had other people mimic some of my sounds actually,
Yeah,
which I mean, hey, whatever.
yeah. That game that I was talking about when you came back after the timeout and, when I said you were playing intense, that's exactly you're like, "Ooh, ooh, slam," you know? I was like, "I love this."
Back to the competitive aspect.
Mhm.
I I think that there's a line when like it's a tough game and then your partner continues to compliment the other team.
Mm.
I've actually been working on that myself because, like, I love to say good shot, I love to, like, tell people that that was a really good shot or good job or whatever it may be. Um, but I think that there is, like, a line that I'm working on for myself, like, I do wanna win and, like, am I giving them more, like, ammunition, like, hyping them up every time they make a good shot? I don't know. How do you feel about that when you do it?
So it's so funny you mentioned that. I think I just talked about this on the last podcast episode, because I'm also the same way. And I was once playing with Ella. We were in a tournament at Duke for like the breast
Okay.
cancer thing a couple years ago, and we were in the gold medal round. And I was doing it a few different times then, and she pulls me aside and she goes, "Deirdre, there is no complimenting the other team right now. You have got to stop. Do not build their confidence up." And I just found it hilarious. I'm like, "Okay, okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." It's just like, yeah, I see both sides, I totally. So
Yeah, yeah.
I
Working
think
on
I
it
did stop.
myself, so
Yeah, and it's hard not to sometimes. It's just I don't know, when somebody has a really good shot, I'm like, "Oh," because I think I'm a little in awe, and I wish I did that, you know?
yeah, that's funny.
Alright, let's talk about relationships in
Okay.
pickleball. Your wife does not play, Maya.
Yeah.
How does she feel about you playing? How does she feel about how much you play, I should say?
Well, I'll give it to her. she's played and she's still learning. I'm working on her hand-eye coordination. It's gotten a lot better. So I wouldn't say she doesn't play. Um, Now when I first got addicted to pickleball, she was calling it my mistress at some points or my second wife. So I think that kinda tells you where her head is at. Um, Now that I've started my own business, she's happy that I'm not playing as much. But yeah.
Yeah.
She's
It's
still
hard.
my mistress at times, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's like, a little battle for your time.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel
Yeah.
that way. What expected friendships or connections have come from this community?
Quite a lot, honestly. That was one of the biggest drivers in, like, the pickleball addiction for me as well.
Mhm.
Just having that community aspect and being able to learn so much about different types of people. And even just a few weeks ago, I was in the mountains with some girls that I met playing. And one of the girls, like, described it as, like, the seasons, which means, like,
Yes.
they come and go, but it's always gonna come back around, I suppose. So yeah, I've made some really, really great connections and talking to one now, that have helped me in a lot of ways. And I think that's really, really important and something I truly value, from the game and from just the people that I've met
Yeah.
through the game.
It's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. Speaking of, you mentioned your job, opening your own business, right? You recently left the corporate world on your own to start
Yes.
consulting. Tell us
Yes.
about that decision, right? And how like pickleball has played into that transition, if at all.
Yeah, actually, pickleball has played into that transition through these connections, especially through certain friendships. Specifically, I had lunch with you before I left my job, and uh, you said a really really key phrase for me, which was, "It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when."
Mhm.
And I think to me that like really ignited the fire that I needed to just leave the corporate world and pursue what I wanted to pursue. Um, because I knew it was gonna happen, and just having the stability of the job was making me feel safe, and kinda holding me back, right? And
Right.
so it's actually been a really scary transition in terms of losing that structure and safety of a full-time role, your salary, everything like that. But in a lot of ways, it's been really, really exciting and really, really thrilling to know that I'm my own boss. I make my own schedule, and my success is really up to me with the business.
Mhm.
So um, I feel fortunate and grateful to have the support of my wife in all of this. And that's really helped ground me in this pursuit.
Yeah. It is kind of scary when you like leave that stability of a job. You have no idea what's out there. There's like a whole unknown,
Yeah.
but you don't know until you try.
Right.
And I think it's great. I think it's great that you're doing this. I really think you're gonna kill it. So
Thank you. And,
yeah.
there's been many iterations already. I mean, it's only been, like, 2 real full months, and I feel like I've changed quite a bit of, my business model and some of the things that I've been working on. I've secured a client, which is really amazing. So I
It is
think that
amazing.
there's more learning, and more development to be
Mhm.
made in this
Yes.
process.
And it will iterate as you go, and that's okay, and that's good, right? You'll find your market fit and your it's like the pricing model that works and all of that good stuff, more and more clients. It's just starting, it's just beginning, it's just beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, and they say the first one's the toughest, so
Mhm. It really is. It really is.
yeah.
Um, how has your relationship with pickleball changed since making that shift? You talked about how
Uh
you're playing a little less?
Yeah, definitely playing a little less. Actually playing a lot less.
A lot less.
Lot less, a lot less. It's kind of uh yeah, it's hard. I love playing, but you have to be able to focus and you have to be able to really go after what you want. And right now what I want is to have a very successful business, and if that means giving up, some of my time playing, then that's what that means. Like I said, my wife is happier because I'm actually home a little bit more, so that's good for her.
Mhm, mhm. She gets more of you. That's good for her, right.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I think how you said you can make your own schedule and stuff, which is true. Um, and because I do consulting too. I don't know if I really to even talk about it on the podcast at all. But then you kind of because you have so much to do on your own business, and then you just start getting too much work, and then you don't play as much because you have too much work. So you have the flexibility to make your own schedule, but sometimes you don't.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It's just too much, but it's all good. It's all good in the end. It'll all be worth it, and you'll find ways to get your pickleball in.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
I drew a little line on one of the walls outside of my house so I can, like, practice my dinking a
Oh,
little
there you
bit,
go.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then also too, it's good from, like, a mental health perspective, just to get away from the work day, like, all your stuff, like, I love just getting on the pickleball courts and, like, letting all of that just go, like,
Yeah,
freeing my mind after the long
exactly.
work day for sure.
Exactly.
What does pickleball give you now that maybe you didn't realize you needed before?
A lot of the driving force, with me starting softball and then it going into pickleball was building that community as I moved to Raleigh, and that's really what it's given me. It's given me a lot of friendships, it's given me a lot of connections, and it's given me the ability to be more patient, which is good.
Mhm.
I've always loved, playing in general. Yeah. I used to climb a lot of trees. I don't know if that helped.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still do, I still do. I love climbing a tree.
You climb a tree now?
Oh, yeah. I'll
Uh-uh.
send you some photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to love skipping rocks when I was a kid. I used to love it.
It's
I used to
fun.
play outside all the time too growing up. It was fun.
Yeah.
I lived in New York, and it was, like, always cold and frozen up there, so, like, in the winter, I had my own ice skates, and I would, like, literally, like, bring them a bunch of us did, into the woods, and, like,
Ooh.
these little ponds we would find, and sometimes they were, like, little creeks, but enough to skate on, so we just put our
Yeah.
skates on and start skating, childhood is so fun. I have such great memories of my childhood. I
Go
don't know.
grab a rock and skip it. Why
I
not?
know, right? I know. Good times, good times. Um What's something about your pickleball or life journey that might surprise people?
Um, I think that there's quite a few things that would surprise people about me.
Okay.
Um, but I think when I mention to people that my wife and I have been together for 11 years, that really, really shocks people, like, "Wait, how old are you?" Like, "Yeah, college sweethearts and life partners for forever."
Um, I did love hearing your how you met story the other night. It was the best. Like those like all the stories that were told. I can sit there and listen to stories all night long. And I don't know, something about like how people meet, just like I love it. I love people telling those stories.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'll tell it to the podcast.
yeah.
My wife and I met in college. It was actually my first ever college class. I was sitting on a couch right before class started, and she walked past me, and like instantly, I was like, "Yes." And I actually put out a tweet, something along the lines of, "Wow, I just saw the most beautiful girl ever walk past me," and thankfully, she was in my class. But there was this year of, like, us just being friends and, kind of, like, building up to, our relationship. After that first year, she left for the summer and went to Singapore, and I was back in Minneapolis, and as soon as we both went back to Chicago, I had a party, and we kind of just I took a bite out of the peach, and it was, it was forever since then.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Took a bite out of the peach.
Yeah.
She's so sweet too. She's really sweet.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. Um, if you could go back and tell yourself something on that very first day you played pickleball, what would it be?
It would be don't wait 3 months to play again. Um, the addiction should just start as soon as I picked up the paddle the first time.
Mhm. Yeah. I when I first played a couple times too, I a friend of mine, um, somebody I worked out with at the gym, but it wasn't such a big thing.
Yeah.
And it was like meet it method too, Shane.
Oh,
So the first few times I went, I wanna say there was probably like a month in between each time, and we just stuck together because it was very intimidating on those courts because that's where all the good people were playing.
yeah.
And, I didn't fall in love with it at all first either. And then I'd be looking at those people on the other side, and I'm like, "What are they doing?" Like, the dinking stuff, I was like, "That looks ridiculous." That's what I thought in my head. And now, like, you realize how important that part is. And
Right.
then everybody running to the kitchen, I'm like, "What is going on?" So I like to say when I first started playing, I really didn't play pickleball. I was just, like, hitting the ball around on the court. But then once you start figuring out all the rules and I love the strategy side of it. Like, I love that's, like, my favorite part.
That is the fun part, like, learning that after you kind of, get better at just seeing the ball, and, like, making contact, like, the strategy is really important to win.
Oh, yeah. And planning, like, 2 steps ahead. Like, I'm gonna hit it here, so next time, like, that's always what's going on in my head versus before I was just being reactive, right?
I have a
Yeah.
really great partner now that that's really helping me a lot with the strategy aspect.
Oh, good.
That's been super, super helpful for my game, and we're actually killing it, so I'm excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play some tournaments together? League together? Like
Yeah, we're planning on playing some tournaments together.
oh, good. Oh, good. Last question. What do you want people to know about you beyond just being a pickleball player?
Um, I would say I think it's an interesting fact about me is, like, I'm an artist as well. I'm actually an art school dropout, so I met my wife at Columbia College Chicago, which is an art school. I dropped out of there, to go to the University of Minnesota for business. But art is something that's never left me. So I'm a multimedia artist. I use a lot
Hmm.
of different types of, mediums, in my paintings. And I love, to find new and creative ways to challenge myself, and my body and my mind. And one of the things I'm doing right now is trying to grow 2 inches taller. So,
No.
yeah. So my
What?
wife was able to do it. So she grew 2 inches taller, through yoga. She had, like, a random growth spurt. I think this was, like, around 2022. And, I feel like I've always feel tall, but I'm actually really short.
How tall
Uh,
are you?
I'm 5'4". Yeah.
I don't feel like you're 5'4". I feel like you're taller than 5'4".
Well, you're
And
not the only
actually
one that tells me that, so, like, I gotta match the height with the feeling, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah. I think 'cause your presence is so large, if that makes sense. It just seems like you're I don't know, it doesn't seem like you're 5'4". Wait, so let's go back to the growing 2 inches taller. Can
Yeah.
you really do that?
Yeah, I mean, she did it, so why not?
Anything else you want the listeners to or any other stories you have to share, Shane?
Um, I would say if if you're considering playing pickleball, ignore the name and just go out there and play.
Yes. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is
fun.
really, really fun.
Yeah, and it could literally cost you $0. Well, okay, you have to get invest in a paddle, but
Actually,
you don't have to pay for the courts.
here's a story about the paddle. So I found my first paddle was like $150 paddle at the thrift store for $5.
That's a great idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah, so it can be super low cost too.
Ooh, you got an expensive how did you know which paddle to pick, or did you just get
I
lucky?
Googled it.
Oh,
Yeah.
while you were in the store?
While I was in the thrift store, yeah. I was like, "Oh, this one feels, like, pretty good."
And what one was it?
It was a diadem or something like
Mhm.
that. I don't know
Mhm.
if I'm pronouncing that right, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good paddle. Lasted me all winter.
That's actually pretty smart. I like that
Yeah,
idea. Yeah.
well,
Well, Shane, thank you for joining us.
thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time when a new episode drops each Saturday. If you like this episode, be sure to leave us a like, and we'll see you out on the courts.